I'm a 17-year-old girl, set to graduate, and my friends and I had organized a getaway to a lodge for the summer before college begins. I've been working as a nanny since I was 13, so I've saved up a decent amount of cash. When I was 15, my father remarried, roughly 18 months after my mother's passing. My dad's new wife brought along her 13-year-old daughter, and from the moment we all started living together, they began pushing her onto me, insisting we do everything as a pair. I don't get along with my stepsister. She's constantly throwing fits if things don't go her way. She's pampered to the extent that, at my 16th birthday celebration, she had her own separate cake so she wouldn't feel excluded, and she even extinguished the candles on my cake. When I voiced my frustration, my dad told me it was time to mature, that being a sibling means sharing. I shot back that I didn't have a sister, and I suppose she overheard because she went berserk. The party was a disaster. After that, I pulled away from them even more. I'm always compelled to either bring her along wherever I go or stay home to look after her if my dad or his wife can't, or won't, handle her. Picture everything I've described her doing with my dad and his wife, but directed at me, a 15 to 17-year-old. I was forced to take her to the bowling alley, and she wouldn't stop trying to stick her hands in the ball return chute or darting down the lane, so I had to drag her home, and my evening was wrecked. This kind of thing happens often, but they don't seem to mind. I tried to keep this lodge trip under wraps, but while I was in my room chatting on the phone over pizza and tunes, I discovered she'd crept in and was hiding in my closet, listening in. She burst out, begging to join, and I told her no and to leave. She started stomping and stormed off. My friends pleaded with me not to let her come. My dad summoned me downstairs and asked if she could tag along, saying she needed a break, and I told him I wasn't taking her. They could take her on a trip, but I'm not supervising her for nearly 3 weeks by myself. My dad's wife called me self-centered, claiming my dad was funding part of the trip anyway, and if Lily didn't go, I couldn't either. I told her she had no authority in this. She's not my mother, and to stop shoving her kid on me when she's the one who made her this way. Lily started shouting that I wasn't being a big sister, that I didn't want to hang out with her. I lost it and said I didn't. She ran off sobbing, and my dad said he'd stop paying for my trip if I didn't take her. I told him if he did that, I'd cut off contact and never forgive him. He called me overdramatic and said she wasn't that bad. So I packed a bag and went to my aunt's house, my mom's sister, and told her everything. She offered to cover whatever my dad pulled back and said I could live with her when college starts. I informed my dad of my plan, and he exploded, calling me a spoiled brat and saying they're my family now, not my aunt. As far as I know, she has no disabilities. She's been to doctors and counselors. She's just incredibly indulged, and that's how she gets her way when told no. The first time we met, everyone wanted Mexican food except her, and she screamed in the car for 10 minutes until her mom placated her. Then she went back to texting on her phone. If she does have issues, that might explain her behavior, but I still shouldn't be forced to mind her constantly. Relevant comments. Commenter. Your aunt sounds more like family than your dad. I'd see if you can move in with her now. Are you reliant on your dad for college? Oop, I'm not. My mom left me funds for 2 years. I'm doing an RN program, then I'll work and save for more education. Commenter. If you're being honest about Lily's actions, it seems like she might have an emotional or developmental issue. Has she been formally assessed? OOP number. She's just very spoiled and acts out to get her way. She knows a little crying and stomping works. She's seen doctors and counselors. To another commenter, she has no mental issues, just indulgence. She's been to professionals. To a deleted, downvoted comment, I don't have, nor did I want, a sister. They didn't even try to ease us into a bond. They thrust her on me. She throws fits, so if anything focuses on me, she steals the spotlight. She's a kid, but not my kid, and I shouldn't have to parent her because my dad's wife won't. Commenter. How far are you from 18? I'd start moving key items to your aunt's, then relocate the day you turn 18. Tell your school not to contact your dad and that you're with your aunt. Oop. I turn 18 in September. I've read the comments and I'm listing everything to take to my aunt's. On being the bigger person, I'm done. I'm tired of being ignored and having her forced on me. I'm going on this trip without her, and if that means losing my dad, so be it. He's the adult and parent here. Update 1. I know many wanted a follow-up, but I can't link my last post, so check my profile for it. The trip happened, and I didn't take her, as I said I wouldn't. From my last post until I left, the house was tense and uncomfortable. I wasn't speaking to any of them. My only confidant was my aunt, and I'm so thankful for her. My dad still thought I'd bring her, and I kept saying I wasn't watching her and she wasn't coming. We left at 6 a.m., and when he called, I was already 5 hours away, so he was powerless. When I returned, there was lots of shouting and tears from me, my dad, and his wife. She said I put them in a bind, and they had to stay home because no one could watch Lily. My dad and I had a long, serious talk, and he agreed we might need space to rebuild our bond. It stung because I'd have preferred him to say I could stay home while we worked on it. But I moved to my aunt's without trouble. My dad and I began family therapy, just us two. His wife was upset. He started hearing me out, understanding my perspective. Just as things were improving, I came over for dinner, and he asked to bring his wife and Lily into therapy. I said I had no interest in a relationship with them. She called me a selfish jerk, saying I should be thankful she let me stay after moving in. I waited for my dad to defend me, but he stayed quiet, so I left. I haven't spoken to him in nearly a month. He keeps showing he won't back me. To sum up, the lodge trip was amazing. I've never felt so unburdened. The trip was in June, and we stayed almost a month, extending it. While packing for school, my dad visited, but I guess his wife called, and he lied about his whereabouts because she didn't want him seeing me. I told him we don't need contact or therapy now because it's clear which family he values more. I don't know what'll happen with my dad, and right now I don't care. I'm focused on school and my nursing studies. I don't want negativity to spoil this, but it hurts not having a parent to share it with. My aunt says she's my stand-in mom, and I can share all my concerns and victories with her. I'm in my first week of college, living on campus, and the freedom feels so fresh. I'm a bit overwhelmed, but I'm in an honors group and a creative writing club, and my new friends are incredible. I've never been mentally better. I'm also in separate therapy to process my mom's death, which my dad never offered. My aunt has become my true maternal figure. Being 2 states away is tough, but I'm eager for weekend and holiday visits. Also, I'm going to be a godmother. My aunt told at 22 she couldn't have kids, is 4 months pregnant, and I'm thrilled because I know she'll be an amazing mom. When she visited to tell me, I think she saw my concern. I told her I'm overjoyed for her, but she's my only family now, and I don't want to be sidelined like at home. We cried, and she promised she's stepping in for my mom and will be there for life, whether I like it or not. I'm planning her baby shower and can't wait for the baby. That's all. Thanks for checking in and offering kind words. Relevant comments. Commenter. I don't get how your dad misses that Lily's a huge issue if they need a sitter for a 15-year-old and they were stuck home because of her. Oop. He doesn't want to see it, or he does and prioritizes his wife's happiness. Commenter, what do you write about in your club? Oop. We bring pieces we've written to share, do flash fiction from prompts, write poems, watch videos or talks on writing skills, discuss contests or places to submit work. We're exploring improv to boost creativity in our stories. Commenter, downvoted. I think you should have set firmer limits instead of walking away. Tell him clearly. Is she good for your life if she keeps you from your daughter? Are you a real man and father if you let a woman control you? I'd say, you don't get to quit because you made me, so get a spine and act like it. Oop. That's fair, and I respect your view, but it's not my role to fix this or set more boundaries. We discussed it in therapy, and he still tried to include them, despite me saying countless times I don't want that. I'm done. I'm the kid here. Comment 1. To not go anywhere because a 15-year-old can't be alone for hours? That kid needs therapy and better parenting. She'll rely on her mom and stepdad forever. Reply 1. I'm curious how long that marriage lasts now that OOP isn't their shield. I bet the dad eventually snaps, telling his wife he's fed up with her daughter, or he finally corrects her. The wife retorts, "How dare you?" or, "Just give her what she wants." This cycles until they split, or he's forever tied to her. It's the classic clash of widowed dads versus new partners. Comment 2. Lily's nearly 16. Why do they need a sitter for her? Where are they going? Why can't she manage alone? Reply 2. My sitter was 15, just turned 16, and handled my wild 4- and 2-year-olds. They adore her. Not all 15-year-olds are the same, but they don't need sitters. They are sitters. Comment 3. This dad is useless and weak. Doesn't even defend OP when the wife insulted her. He deserves to be alone and miserable forever. Reply 3. It's shocking the wife said OP should be grateful for being allowed to stay, and the dad stays silent. That's total betrayal. But there's justice in the stepsister making them suffer when her entitlement meets reality. Comment 4. I can't fathom abandoning your kid for a new partner, especially such toxic ones. Props to your amazing aunt, though. Comment 5. Sad for OP, but nice to see a story where she doesn't magically own the house. Reply 6. Yeah, the number of tales where kids inherit houses young versus reality makes these seem far-fetched. Thanks for following and staying till the end. If you liked this, subscribe and tap the bell for the next drama-packed tale.